a lot of manipulation going on in Naruto. There's a lot of manipulation going on in that story. Danzo was doing some manipulation. Technically, that was a manipulation of Sasuke. When Sasuke got older, Obito was manipulating him when he told him the truth about Itachi. So now this man wanted to destroy the village. But yes, so a lot of that, the fact that an entire clan did go down on the Third Watch, he did live through a couple of wars. That's why a lot of people, and just for the treatment of Naruto, and to a lesser degree Sasuke, is the reason why a lot of people put him toward the bottom. And if you want to say that as a person, I get it. I would never argue that. But the reason I always personally put Tsunade at the bottom, on not as a person, but as a job. Because Tsunade saved Rock Lee. She did do that. She brought them hope when morale was down after the attack on the shooting exams. That's all nice and fine. But there is one thing that happened on her watch that didn't happen on anybody else's watch. The village was attacked on Minato's watch, but he saved the village. It didn't. Nothing much really happened. All the wars are always taking place at a neutral state. Regardless of what you want to blame or not, Pain destroyed the village completely on Tsunade's watch.
Yeah, I get it.
There's no village anymore. It's gone. And that's on her watch.
And she went
at the end of the day, it becomes like it might not be her fault, but there's this whole thing called responsibility. You're in charge of this place, and this place is gone.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Nah. Look, no. Hold on. No, wait a minute. No. Okay,
get into it.
Before you continue, I'm gonna know what he's gonna do. It's like they say about a sports team. When a player screws up or players keep screwing up, they don't go to the players. They say that's happening on the head coach's watch. At the end of the day, that's your team.
Wait, hold on. I heard you. I just heard you ramble and twisted the car, and you was driving. Time for me to take the wheel here. I heard you. Hold on. Everything else I'll give you, but just to say her as being the worst because of the fact of one of the Akatsuki members that we are not just finna sit here and I ain't gonna say we. I'm not gonna let you just attacking Tsunade on a grano, basically saying it's happening on her watch, but we're talking about a man who literally just walked in the village and said almighty push like it's nothing.
Should have done better.
What are we talking about? No. We knew each of the last one of them what they was. We know the capability of the ability of each one of them what it was. And we saw how strong it is, the prophecy, what it was. Yes, I would give you the prophecy of the goddamn thing with a freaking Jinchuriki. Yes, but I'm still not going to act like the whole taste is for Naruto to be the hero of the entire thing. That was the whole basis of the setup, the entire thing. We're not going to do that. That's what we're not going to do. If you're going to sit here and shit on her just because of the fact that Pain walked in here, and I give you the Konohamaru thing that I got rid of the Pain, I will give you that. 100%. But I'm still not going to sit here and act like Pain was just not one of them dogs who came in with not more than one people. Then he walked in, took out Kakashi like it was nothing. Let's not do that. He even took out one of the legendary Sanins. Let's not do that. My man purposely ran toe to toes, hand to hand with the Jinchuriki by himself. We're not going to do that. This man ran hand to hand like it was nothing. And Tsunade got up, wanted to do what she do, but most of her blood and buster was basically pushed out of what she wanted to do in the beginning in the first place. We're not going to do that. We're not going to sit here and just be like, only the fact that Tsunade, you're going to debunk her because of a man ran up in the village. Naruto had to get sage mode to run up and hit the hands of Jiraiya's level even further with the Jinchuriki. Have to stop a Tsunade. No, that was a bigger threat than the Jinchuriki as itself. They made this man work. Naruto had to work.
Yeah.
Naruto had to train. Naruto, soon as Naruto got that message, man, let me go train. I'm gonna go do what I need to go do. We're not doing that. We're not going to debunk Tsunade just because of the fact that Pain was one of those people was like, hey, yo, I'm going to do what I do with the Mata Paradise. She did everything that she did with her job, even when it came to the war. And if you're going to knock her because of a man, of a war, I can even go deeper to the fact of the war basis of the fact. My girl had to have all the Kages in the Kage summon. She still ran the hands for Sasuke. Can we not? I mean, I'm not running hands Sasuke, but all the Kages look at Sasuke, got their hands ran on Sasuke. Come on. Sasuke was equivalent of God power, but he always get his hands ran by somehow equivalent of that. Let's not do that. Then when Tsunade had to face not just any person, we're talking about the man who was a rival of Tobi Rama. Not Tobi Rama, the Hashira, the very first Hokage. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're talking about the man Madara said, how? Let me ask you a question. Do you want these people with Susanoo or not? We're not gonna do that. Tsunade had to face people that was not even on par with her skill level. Yes, he's a legendary Sani, but what is the main thing of what Tsunade was? She was a healer, freaking Hokage. That was her main job and objective, to make sure even leaving the village, even letting Naruto go off in the village and do what she want to do. We're not going to do that. She was supposed to be ready. They was not expecting the threat to be a level of infinity and beyond, to walk up in that bitch. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, because that was the case that we can run to the fact that the freaking, the Kazakage or Gaara supposedly had a Jinchuriki power. You saw them run up and just say, hey, let me just get this 10-tail, one tail like it was nothing. By himself. By himself. And the lowest Akatsuki member too, by the way. The lowest, weakest one. You feel me? We're not going to do that. We cannot do that on Tsunade's part. Tsunade was not ready for a nigga who runs hand-to-hand with a 10-tails, who comes in and said, almighty push to a village, and sat there, took out Kakashi, who y'all put up here. They put Kakashi up here. Why up there? You know and I know it. The only people who wasn't there in that critical time was literally my guy, who could have done something in Rock Lee, because they was out on missions. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that on Tsunade's part. We can't. No.
He said a lot of things.
But they did the fact of like, oh, it still happened on her job. No, we're talking about an Akatsuki member who took out so many legendary people that is not even part. It's ridiculous. No. He took out everybody, and if it wasn't for Nagato, they would still be gone.
I wanna add to what he's saying too, because if we're thinking in that sense too, let's try and do a parallel to presence as well. If we're going in the argument sense that it's based off of how she handled things and because she's running it, that's the critique. Every other Hokage before her, every misstep and everything that they don't do, everything that they ignored, they don't properly execute, falls within her. So everything that happened beforehand with all the other Hokages, especially the third, is an accumulation that gets falled upon Tsunade. So to blame her for the missteps of other Hokages before her, and right, the entire, this war that we're talking about is accumulation of stuff. So to blame her for everything that happened for him, be like, well, you should have been ready. Like he's saying, ready for all this? None of the other Hokages would have been ready for all this. And also,
the third had Orochimaru walk in that bitch and literally done nothing. The third did nothing with Orochimaru. If you want to be real, and if it wasn't for Orochimaru for that shit, none of this shit would have been what they want.
Right.
If you want to be real, Orochimaru walked in right beside him, said, lovely day we're having.
Exactly. Like, right?
The third tried to take his chakra, basically make him not do jutsu forever. What the hell did that do?
Pointless. Didn't really do anything.
Do nothing.
If they would have done their job, we wouldn't have gotten to this place to blame Tsunade.
The same man that took the purpose took Sasuke out of the village too.
As they say in The Princess Bride, blame. You keep using that word. I don't remember ever using the word blame. I remember using the word responsibility. Because there's this thing called reality. No. I gave you 10 minutes ago. It's back to me now.
It's his time.
I'm asking the question. No, I'm asking the question. I'm asking the question. I said, isn't blaming is still like a responsibility? Because you said it's still on your watch. It's still you're the one to blame on this thing.
No, like I said, it is a responsibility. Like I said, with a sports team, if a team keeps losing because you got players that continuously screw up, who ends up losing their job? The head coach. That is how the things work. Hold on, because I see you jumping in there. The questions become yes or no, is Tsunade the Hokage? You say that she's a healer, yes she is, but as a Hokage has a job to do what? Protect the village. And so which means it's your job to make sure that the village is safe. That is the responsibility and the weight of a Hokage. And despite her not maybe having the worst personality or making the worst decisions, because that definitely goes to the third, does not change the fact that while during her reign, while it was her turn to protect a village, if she failed because there was no more village left, gone, wiped out. Pain is a bad dude. You cannot blame Tsunade for expecting that, but when you look at the world, just like you would at a job, and you say, well, this happened and this happened, what will big business say? I'm sorry, but aren't you supposed to be in charge?
Okay.
I want to see somebody handle her fucking threat.
I
want to see somebody handle Tsunade's type of threat of power. No. I want the freaking 8-tailed village to deal with the same threat as Tsunade has to do. Because you really going to tell me they were going to handle Pain as well? And they had 8 tails. Pain could have handled the 8 tails. But they want Sasuke to get after that shit. Because we saw what happened to Sasuke. So, like, come on. Because Sasuke wanted to show his worthiness of the clan. Obito was like, no, go ahead. You do what you want to do.
Well, you know how I've always felt about the Pain thing anyway. I've always said, because we always talk about this when you talk about the situation, how in a lot of shows and stuff, they got to off one of the best fighters because it wouldn't be fair if that fighter was around. And we've had this conversation. And when Pain attacked that village, you know, Rock Lee, Mike Guy, and Neji were not in the village.
Not in the village.
Because had they been there, things would have been a little bit different.
Things would be different, 100%. That's why I'm saying that was a sneak attack. That was 100% a sneak attack.
And for what it's worth, Naruto also was not in the village.
The Akatsuki did a solidified sneak attack. They walked up in the village, popped up on top, was like, the 9 tails not here. Well, it's okay. Break every building until we find them.
Right. My stance is only from a standpoint of how they do in real life. Like, how do we do in real life? We look at America, right? When things happen and things go wrong, who gets blamed? The president gets blamed. That's when I say Tsunade. I just go from the perspective of what people say. Okay. And that's how the world will always look at things. They're like, well, you're the only Hokage that allowed their village to get wiped out like that. I mean, but yes, like we said, when it comes to like what they did, how they acted, of course the third's the worst. But you cannot ignore the fact that it's unfortunate that a village got wiped out while she was in charge.
I'm just saying.
But it happened.
Let me jump in.
I wish Naruto was in the village. If Naruto's there, it doesn't happen. If Mike Guy's there, it doesn't happen.
Let me jump in now. So if we're going through real world perspective, so you're saying we did the Princess Bride push around blame a lot, and then we're talking about let's go into the thing for president. So if you have to deal with the cards that you're dealt with, correct? Right. So if we're saying
hold on a second, Lauren, thank you so much for what did you just send? A gummy bear. I'm so happy because I'm a gummy bear. The city was Thank you so much, love. All right, continue. Sorry.
Okay. So here's the thing. We're saying it's based off of, okay, you the person at the time. Okay, right? That's the person that you put the blame on. But does that mean it's right? Does that mean it's accurate? Does that mean it's correct? Okay, because if we have well, I won't name names.
I never said it was right. I just said it was life.
Okay, one time. So if you have a terrible president, a terrible Hokage who completely obliterates what's happening, everything that's going on in your village, in your country at the time, and puts it to like complete sewage dog water, and then they say, here you go, make it better. And you're like, bro, this is dog water right now that you handed me. This gonna take some time. Well, you the president, you the Hokage right now. You better make it. Well, it's gonna take some time. You gave me some dog water. You didn't really do anything during your time. I gotta fix it. It's gonna take a while. You the president, you the Hokage. It's like, well, that don't make no sense. It's gonna take a bit. So it's like, mentality wise, you can't be like, well, they could have. If its and buts were candies and nuts, we all would have had a Merry Christmas. But it's just like, let's face reality. If you're dealt a shitty hand, if the person before you does not do a good job, it's going to take you a while to fix the stuff they didn't do, which they shouldn't have done. So you're doing double the work. So if we go and yell at Tsunade and be like, you weren't prepared, it's just like, but bro, you didn't do a good job. So why you
Let him
yelling at
cook.
me? Why are you yelling
When
at
you
me?
do the loud music, it drowns her out.
Let her cook. Let him cook. Let him cook.
You yelling at me for you not doing your job, which I had to fix. So I'm working overtime right now. So it's like, why you getting mad at me? So like Tsunade, she had the craziest stuff happen during her time. I see some other stuff in the comments of like, okay, Naruto did this and that. But really, everything was an accumulation of everyone else's mistakes as a Hokage. So to blame her is the easy route. It's the safe route.